Werewolves have been a staple of folklore and popular culture for centuries, evoking fascination and fear alike. These shape-shifting creatures, believed to transform from humans into wolves under the light of a full moon, are steeped in myth and mystery. From ancient beliefs to modern interpretations, the lore of werewolves offers insight into humanity's relationship with nature, fear of the unknown, and fascination with the supernatural. Their enduring allure can be traced through mythology, cultural beliefs, and symbolic interpretations, highlighting both universal themes and regional variations. Origins in ancient mythology. The concept of humans transforming into animals is ancient, predating the werewolf of European folklore. In many early cultures, shapeshifting was associated with divine or magical power. Greek mythology. One of the earliest werewolf myths comes from Greek mythology. The tale of King Lycaon, as told by Ovid in Metamorphoses, is a foundational werewolf story. Lycaon, a king of Arcadia, attempted to trick Zeus by serving him a meal made from human flesh. As punishment, Zeus transformed Lycaon into a wolf, reflecting his savage nature. This myth not only explains the term lycanthropy, but also associates werewolves with moral corruption and punishment. The story underlines the idea that transformation into a wolf is a reflection of one's inner beastly nature. Norse legends. Norse mythology contains numerous accounts of wolf-like transformations. The saga of the Volsungs tells of a father and son who find enchanted wolf pelts that enable them to transform into wolves for a set number of days. These pelts, however, come with curses and dangers, a recurring theme in werewolf lore. Wolves also play a central role in Norse cosmology, with figures such as Fenrir, the monstrous wolf prophesied to bring about Ragnarok, further linking wolves to themes of chaos and destruction. Indigenous beliefs. In various indigenous traditions, shapeshifting often symbolizes a spiritual connection to animals. Native American myths about skinwalkers describe beings who can assume the form of animals, including wolves, often through rituals or magic. These stories reflect a deep respect for and fear of the natural world's power. Similarly, Siberian shamans believed in merging with animal spirits to harness their strength, and wolves were considered both protectors and harbingers of danger. Middle Eastern and South Asian myths. In Persian mythology, tales of creatures called dev, or evil spirits, often include accounts of shape-shifting into wolves to hunt or deceive humans. Meanwhile, in Indian folklore, werewolf-like creatures appear in the form of rakshasas, demons capable of taking animal forms, including wolves, to spread chaos or prey on the unsuspecting. Werewolves in medieval Europe. The werewolf as we recognize it today largely emerged during the Middle Ages in Europe, fueled by superstition, fear, and religious zeal. Wolves were both revered and feared, as they were apex predators in the European wilderness, and their presence inspired countless folktales. Medieval superstitions. Wolves were viewed as symbols of chaos, wilderness, and evil. Their attacks on livestock and humans made them both a literal and figurative menace. Folklore began to reflect these fears, imagining wolves as cursed humans who either sinned gravely or were punished by witches or divine forces. Stories of werewolves were often moralistic, warning against pride, greed, or disobedience. The Church and Werewolf Trials. The spread of Christianity reinforced the association between werewolves and the devil. Werewolves were seen as agents of Satan, and accusations of lycanthropy could lead to trials and executions. In 16th century France, numerous cases were documented where individuals claimed to transform into wolves, often under duress or torture. One infamous case involved Peter Stump, the werewolf of Bedburg, who was accused of witchcraft, lycanthropy, and murder. He was executed in 1589, his story serving as a chilling reminder of the hysteria surrounding werewolf beliefs. Cultural variations in Europe. In Slavic folklore, werewolves or vocodlaks were often tragic figures cursed by fate. The curse could be reversed, but only through acts of repentance, such as abstaining from meat or enduring rituals involving fire. In Scandinavian tales, transformation into a wolf was tied to wearing enchanted belts or pelts, making the curse more object-based and less moralistic. Asian and Middle Eastern variations. Beyond Europe, werewolf-like legends also thrived. In Turkish folklore, the Kurt Adam, a wolfman, often appeared as a cursed individual, sometimes seeking redemption. In China, wolf transformations were linked to vengeance or familial curses, particularly in regions where wolves symbolize predatory strength. Characteristics and weaknesses. The lore surrounding werewolves has evolved, but some characteristics remain consistent across cultures and time periods. Transformation. The transformation from human to wolf is a central element of werewolf lore. Early stories often portrayed this as a curse triggered by magical objects or the wrath of gods. Over time, the influence of astrological beliefs led to the idea of the full moon as the catalyst for transformation. Behavior. Werewolves in their wolf form are frequently depicted as savage, bloodthirsty, and uncontrollable. This reflects societal fears of losing one's humanity or succumbing to primal instincts. However, some myths also include werewolves who retain their human consciousness and struggle against their animalistic urges. Weaknesses and cures. The vulnerabilities of werewolves vary across cultures. In European folklore, silver became the most iconic method of killing a werewolf, symbolizing purity, overcoming corruption. Other weaknesses include fire, decapitation, or invoking religious symbols. In Slavic and Germanic traditions, werewolves could sometimes be cured through penance, holy rites, or by removing enchanted objects like belts or pelts. Marks and signs. Folklore often described physical signs of a werewolf in human form, such as unibrows, hairy palms, or unusually long nails. Some tales suggested that werewolves were marked by the way they walked or spoke, highlighting their inability to fully disguise their dual nature. Psychological and symbolic interpretations. The concept of lycanthropy also exists as a psychological condition. Clinical lycanthropy is a rare psychiatric syndrome in which individuals believe they can transform into wolves or other animals. This condition may stem from cultural influences and deep-seated psychological issues, demonstrating the interplay between folklore and the human mind. Symbolically, werewolves embody humanity's ongoing struggle with duality. Duality of nature. Werewolves epitomize the tension between civilization and savagery. They represent the inner conflict between human rationality and animalistic instincts, a theme that resonates universally. Fear of outsiders. Werewolves often symbolize those who are different or marginalized, reflecting societal fears of the unknown. Historical accusations of lycanthropy frequently targeted individuals who were isolated or deemed strange. Connection to nature. In a more positive light, werewolves represent a deep, primal connection to the natural world. They embody the untamed spirit that humanity often yearns to reconnect with, but also fears. Transformation and redemption. Many werewolf tales explore themes of transformation and redemption. Whether through enduring curses or finding ways to regain humanity, werewolves highlight the possibility of change and growth, even amid darkness. Werewolves in global contexts. While werewolf legends are most prominent in European traditions, similar shape-shifting myths exist worldwide, underscoring their universal appeal. African lore. In Africa, stories of animal transformation often involve witches or sorcerers who can assume the shape of predators to hunt or protect. Among the Zulu, where hyenas serve a similar role to werewolves in European tales, representing danger and the violation of societal norms. Australian Aboriginal legends. Aboriginal myths include shape-shifting spirits tied to the land, some of which take the form of wolves or wild dogs. These creatures serve as guardians or warnings, blending spiritual beliefs with natural elements. South American myths. In South America, the lobisomon is a werewolf-like creature found in Argentine and Brazilian folklore. Typically the seventh son in a family, the lobisomon transforms into a wolf on full moon nights, cursed by fate but sometimes able to break the curse through acts of bravery. From ancient mythology to global cultural variations, werewolves have captured the imagination of generations. Their stories serve as mirrors, reflecting human fears, desires, and struggles with identity. Whether as monsters to be feared, curses to be pitied, or symbols of a deeper connection to the natural world, Werewolves remain an enduring and versatile figure in the tapestry of human folklore and culture. Their myths continue to evolve, offering new layers of meaning while maintaining their primal allure.